Good morning. We have determined that San Diego, California is only about a 3-hour drive from where we're staying here in Yuma, Arizona. So we're getting up and around early this morning to head over to San Diego and see what we can do within a weekend. Since we had a limited amount of time here in San Diego, we figured the best way to maximize our time would be to do an on-off trolley tour. We went with Old Town Trolley Tours and had an absolute blast.
Yes. The drivers were very informative. They give you a lot of background and history as you're driving through all of the different sections.
And they were very entertaining as well.
Yes, they were.
So we started, rightfully so, in Old Town. Got on the trolley there, and then from there went past the Maritime Museum, as well as the USS Midway Museum, where the aircraft carrier is, which we didn't get off for either one of those.
No.
But it was close enough that we were able to see it, and those were pretty neat.
They were.
From there, it went on through a couple neighborhoods, and then we stopped at Seaport Village.
Right, for do some shopping.
Yes, we definitely did some shopping, looked around, and got some food there as well.
Yes.
So we found a late breakfast, which worked out
Yeah.
pretty well. Seaport Village, kind of their little shopping area right there. Very interesting shops, very unique shops, I would say.
Yeah, and then where we ate was right on the water too, so
Right,
that was kind of fun to watch.
yeah.
And they kind of had like a boardwalk type thing there that people were walking and riding their bikes and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
there.
it was kind of fun just to sit there and people watch as well.
Yes.
And there's a little park there. So we explored that for a while.
Yeah, we were there for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then we got off there, went on up, and the funny thing was, as soon as we got back on the trolley, went up to the main street, and I looked across the street, and there was Kansas City Barbecue written real big on the building.
Yes.
The other interesting thing about that was the driver pointed out that that is where some of the bar scenes and the Great Balls of Fire scene from the original Top Gun movie was filmed.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire!
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. From there, the trolley goes along, goes to a couple other neighborhoods, and then crosses the Coronado Bridge over to Coronado Island. And we did take that stop as well and got off to explore Coronado Island for a while. Walked around.
Did some shopping, went out to the ocean, out to the beach.
Yeah, got to see Coronado Beach and went there for a while.
And that was interesting.
Definitely. Then came back and sat down, had some coffee, tried to wake up a little bit. So from there, got back on the trolley, and our plan was to go to Balboa Park, where the zoo and all the museums are. And
Well, our plan was to get off at that stop.
right. And so we went through there, and as we got there, it was packed.
Yeah, it was a madhouse there. So we decided just to stay on the trolley, and I think it was just as good a tour.
Right,
because
right.
the bus driver was telling us all the good things, the ins and outs and stuff like that. So
Right. So it was, yeah, I don't think we really missed anything because we weren't planning on going into any of the museums or the zoo or anything anyway. So we got the chance to see the park, go through, and then head back to Old Town.
yeah,
The other plus with that was we were both,
tired.
yes, so that gave us a chance to come back to the hotel and kind of rest up for our next adventure of the evening, which we figured since we had the whole evening, we found a food tour, which was the Brothels, Bites, and Booze tour by So Diego Tours.
Yeah, and it was really fun. Our tour guide, Kaylee, was pretty funny. She told a lot of stories, and she also told a lot of history. And very good guide. I would highly recommend her.
Right. The tour was through the Gaslight District, downtown San Diego, which used to be kind of the red light district. Several brothels, so she went through the history there, and the food was great.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it really was. So
We started at a Greek fusion restaurant.
then a barbecue place. And that was really good too. So
Yeah.
we're kind of barbecue snobs since we are from Kansas City, but it was really good.
It was. And then from there, went to an Irish pub, and then finished at an ice cream place.
Yeah.
So it was very good, very worthwhile. We had a great time.
It was like a 2-hour
Right,
tour. Yeah.
right. Yeah, very informative and a great way to spend the evening.
Yep.
So today we have basically one more stop to do while we're in San Diego that we're both looking forward to. So we will head that direction and get back with you here in a little bit. For the second day of the trip, we wanted to explore a little further north and check out the Torrey Pines and La Jolla areas. We took the truck and went to the Torrey Pines glider port and parked right outside there because there was a trail nearby that we wanted to check out. However, once we got there, we found out that that trail was a little more ambitious than what we had planned.
Yeah, you were fairly high up, and there was a long travel down to the beach, which it was beautiful there. But I don't know, hiking back up seemed a little much.
Yeah, especially for beginning the day, knowing what was coming later in the day.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, the plan was from there to head down to La Jolla, which was only about 5 miles. So what we did was we took our e-bikes and planned on leaving the truck there and taking the e-bikes the 5 miles down to La Jolla, which is what we did. And once we got to La Jolla, first thing we saw was the sea cave there.
Yeah, which was really cool.
Yeah, that area was just gorgeous. A bunch of seabirds around the cave. We walked around there for quite a while, actually.
And then as you went around the bend, you seen a lot of sea lions, stuff like that. You
Yeah.
got to see one up on the beach, just chilling, taking a nap, or trying to take a nap, but everyone was trying to take pictures of him.
Right, there's just loads of seals and sea lions all over that beach there and around the corner,
Yeah.
which was very cool. The funny thing was, I knew that that was an area that they inhabited, but when we first got there and got to the sea cave,
We didn't think there was any.
yeah,
We didn't see any.
I was thinking it might be the wrong time of the year or something. So we were pleasantly surprised when we made our way over and saw them all sitting along the beach.
Yeah. And as we kept going, the more we kept seeing, it was just like, oh, there's more here, and oh, there's more over here.
Right. From there, that was about as far south as we were going. So then we turned around and made our way back to the truck. But we had one stop along the way. We were headed to Jolla Shores. We needed lunch. And so there were several restaurants there. We had Mexican, which was wonderful.
Yeah, it's really good Mexican. Highly recommend it.
And the portions were
Huge.
huge. Yeah, there's no way we could
Make
eat
sure
all
you're
that.
hungry when you go.
So then from there, it was a short walk down the street to Jolla Shores Beach. And I was adamant that while we were on the Pacific side, Tammy had never touched the Pacific Ocean.
So we had to go put our feet in the water.
Exactly.
And it was very, very cold.
It was just a tad bit chilly.
What is wrong with you? Are you happy?
And from there, we got back on the bikes and made our way back to the truck.
The one thing I don't recommend is biking that on the San Diego streets because they're kind of crazy drivers and they're really close. So it was a little nerve-wracking to and from, but it was worth it once we got to where we were going.
Right, yeah, I don't know that plan on paper looked really good, but in hindsight, I think we would probably skip the bikes and just take the truck and park in one spot, then go park in the other because, yeah, the biking, even though there were bike lanes, it was pretty sketchy.
Yeah. it was kind of scary.
Other than that, our 2 days in San Diego were absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Yeah, I would say if you only have 2 days, still do it. It's definitely worthwhile. And actually for us, I think in 2 days we did about everything that we
Yeah,
wanted to do.
it was a good trip though.
It was a very good trip. But that being said, hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you got some information out of it that you can use. And
We'll see you in the next one.
absolutely.